Today's video is going to be a little different. We came down to Florida to soak up some of their sunshine, and when we got here, the back brakes on the car were really starting to grind. I should have checked them before we left, but what I'm going to try to do is sneak down to the parking spot that we have. I went out to O'Reilly's last night and purchased a pair of rotors and pads for my 2020 Subaru Ascent. And I'm going to attempt to go down and put them on very quietly, because I'm sure they're not going to be real happy about me doing work on the car in the resort. So I did have to buy a few things along with the pads and the rotors. I bought a open-end wrench with a ratcheting head on the back side of it, metric, a set of them. And I also bought a set of, a thing of a tub of towels to wipe my hands off. And I bought a larger pair of channel locks. I'm going to try to do the whole job with those few tools and the jack that's in the car. I'm going to finish my coffee and we'll see how this goes.
All right, all that noise that you heard in the first part of the video is they're doing some construction work outside, and they're running a generator. But here I am going to get started on this, and this is the part number for the rotors that I'm putting on the back, and this is the brake pads. Now, I don't know if you can get a brake part number off of that, or a pad part number, but this is what they gave me last night. I bought this set of wrenches hoping that would work. I bought these for pushing the cylinder back in on the caliper itself. I did get a packet of grease to put on the slides, and the rotors, that when I looked through the wheels, this all looked correct. So I went ahead and unpackaged them, cleaned the grease off of them, and I'm going to get ready to put those on. But this is the $10 more for the brake pads. They seem to be packaged up real nice. They've got those spring clips that hold them in place, just like I did on my video on the front brakes. And what else do I got? My tub of towels. This one's all cleaned up, and you can see I did get quite a bit of the oil off just using the tub of towels, because it does cut oil and grease really well. But over here on the wheel, I went ahead and pulled the wrench from the car, and I went down and I loosened each one of the lug nuts about a half a turn. I'm going to get the jack set up, and we'll see if we can get the passenger side done first. All right, I got down in here, and my memory wasn't the greatest. I bought wrenches, and this has got an Allen wrench set here, but it also has larger bolts here, and I don't know if my wrench set is going to go large enough in order to get that off of there, but we'll see. All right, I got down here, and with the tools I got, I couldn't get this apart. Ended up going back and getting a 1/2-inch ratchet with a 9/16 19 millimeter socket, and I was able to use that. I did get a swivel just in case, because it looked like I might have a problem with the one on the bottom, but I busted them loose. I'll bring you in closer to show you which bolts I pulled off. All right, I always bring flashlights with me, but they come in handy. The top bolt is right here, and then the bottom bolt is right there. So I'll get those pulled out and we'll get those brake pads replaced and the rotor. All right, the previous owner told me he had these replaced just before I bought the car, but it was getting at the mileage where I should have been checking them. The back one has wore out completely towards the inside of the car, and the one towards the outside is definitely getting thin. But I'm gonna check, and there's nothing I'm gonna do about this right now, but I'm gonna check the sliders on this. And actually they seem to be working okay. They're a little dry. So I am going to take and put some of that brake caliper grease that I got in that little packet, use it sparingly on here, and then also on any of the parts of the brakes that I'm putting on. Like you can see right here where it slides and touches, and there. And I'll put some around these edges and here, but very small amounts of it. But I definitely got my money's worth out of those rear brakes. I'll get this greased up, put it back together, and bolt it together and get this thing done and get over to the other side. Something else I want to point out here. I never heard a squeaker. Now I don't know what it's like on the other side, but you can see right there that that squeaker broke off. I don't know if I neglected it and it vibrated and broke, but I honestly never heard them. But you can see that this thing was supposed to start squeaking like real close to the steel here, at least on the new pair. So I'll get this in, and then when we get to the other side, I'll see if that squeaker is rusted off just like this side, but it also looks like it may be bent back. Oh no, that's the way it's made. It's got that little lean to it. All right, I'll get this thing together and all right, I haven't had too much experience with these before. The thing that gave it away are these little notches here on the caliper piston itself. Those actually screw back in, and I don't know that I've done it totally correctly. I don't think I can push it back in like the old styles where I used to just grab it with the channel locks and push them back in. But I'm going to there's a plastic piece back here. I'm sure it's for the anti-lock brakes, but I'm going to stretch this thing out all the way, and I'm going to go onto that mounting bolt right there. And that's what I tried at first, but with no luck. So now I'm on that piston and that mounting bolt, and see if I can get any. No, there's no way. But it did go in just by screwing it in. So I'm gonna take and open this grease, little corner of it. Right there, you can see a section of it, and I'm going to cut it with my knife. And put a little on these slides. Like so. And I gotta save enough to do the other side also. But that should help some. And then on the brakes, on those areas that we talked about previously, make sure they have some lubrication on those. The back brake is towards the inside of the car, was the one that had the spring on the top. I always end up putting a little on the surface here where the caliper pushes in. Don't know if it's the right thing to do or not. Get these, try to keep my fingers off of all of this. After about 5 minutes, I figured out that if I put my finger back through the back, held the brake pads in their proper place, I was able to swing this whole unit back up where it belonged. So I've got this spring clip to put on it yet in order to put some pressure on that pad. And I believe there might be a left and a right to this, so match it up to the one that you took off of it. And I did put grease on those slides I did show you, and I also put some on these mounting bolts when I put them back in. Now I don't have any way to torque those, so I just got them as tight as I could with that 1/2 inch. I also used the lug wrench on the end of it, put it over the end as a cheater bar. And I also ended up just stepping on this bottom one to get it really tightened up tight. So I'll get the wheel back on this side and start on the other side. All right, here on the other side, things went much better once I figured out how to hold those brake pads in there while getting that caliper assembly and the bracket back on at the same time. I also put a lug nut on here to hold this thing a little more still while I was putting it on. That helped a whole lot. But what I did this with on vacation is I went to O'Reilly's, got the pieces parts. Definitely need a tub of towels to keep your hands clean while you're doing it. This came out of the jack compartment. It's the lug wrench and this extension for putting the nuts on. So that made it a little easier getting the tire on and off. A pair of channel locks for screwing that caliper piston back in, and to actually push the piston. And I didn't have much luck with my usual manner of getting that piston back in. Once I got the pads in, I was able to take this particular lug wrench and spread it back out so it bottomed it back out. Now I will make sure that before I go anywhere, I go in once I get the car, the tire back on it, and down on the ground is I'll go in and I'll pump the brakes a few times. And like I said, I put grease in all the appropriate places and on the bolts, and they do ask you to lubricate your bolts before you tighten them, but up north where we get all kinds of salt on the road and everything, you got to put it pretty much on everything in order to keep it moving throughout the year, and they still freeze up. But I bought a ratchet and a 9/16 inch socket half-inch drive in order to do this also. Now, I probably ended up with a grand total of maybe tools that I used somewhere in the neighborhood of, I bought extras that I never ended up using. They were just in case. But what I used was probably about a little under $100 worth of tools in order to do this on the road. And so I'll find a place to put this steel and get this thing back together. But thanks again for watching, taking time out of your day. I really appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. It all helps the channel. If you would, please. Hope you have a great day.